In this segment, on Undisputed, they're talking about Colin Kaepernick trying to get back in the NFL and Johnny Manziel getting back in the NFL, and they trying to distinguish who should have a better chance of getting in, Johnny Manziel or Colin Kaepernick. Like, we all know Colin Kaepernick last year, he started kneeling for doing the national anthem, trying to bring what he said was attention to black men getting gunned down in America by police officers unfairly and not being held accountable. I was one of the people that was with Colin Kaepernick, but as it started going on, he had nothing to say of substance, and he didn't, he kneeled. One thing to do is kneel, but you have to, bring about change with your kneeling. And for a long time, he had nothing to say, and he was blackballed by the NFL. And now Johnny Manziel, in his case, he was drafted by the Cleveland Browns a couple years ago. He had substance abuse and trying to get back in and out the NFL, and Browns finally gave up on him and released him. Now he's trying to get back in the NFL.
And many people brought up the fact that scouts watched him throw while zero NFL teams were present to watch Colin Kaepernick throw earlier this month. Manziel addressed that over the
I understand Joy Taylor. She said that Colin Kaepernick had zero coaches watch him throw, and Johnny Manziel had coaches watch him throw. But I don't think Colin Kaepernick, invited coaches to come see him throw. Johnny Manziel, he let it be known that he was going to be doing this workout with guys that's going to be in the draft, and he knew that coaches was going to be there. So he actually put himself in the presence of the coaches. I don't think Colin Kaepernick did that. Colin Kaepernick seemed like his was just more for show. I don't know. I don't understand what he was doing.
Again, tweeting, "This will probably cause an uproar, but I'm tired of the Kaepernick versus myself comparisons and anger. Cap is doing amazing things right now, changing lives and donating millions of dollars. His impact off the field from a societal standpoint is legendary and straight admirable. Standing up for people who often don't get heard, and for a race that continuously deals with problems after problem in this country for centuries. This world we live in is absolutely crazy, and I believe what he's doing has an amazing impact. The facts of the matter are, the reason he's not being signed are non-football based. The guy took the team to the Super Bowl and continuously wreaks havoc on the NFC West and the league. Maybe he had a bad year 2 years ago, but he's not a bad player, and that's a fact."
But I kind of dispute that. The reason why he's not playing football is football related. The NFL was starting to lose viewership. Fans were getting mad about the kneeling of the players, and they had a whole dust up with the president. So it was not a good look for the NFL. So yes, it was football related, business wise. But I see what she's saying. She's saying on the field, but it was football related to some extent. And the most important extent is, the money, the financial part that the NFL is really. No one player. They're not going to put one player above the NFL as far as making their dollars.
In my opinion, the guy still has
As far as making their bottom line.
a lot in the tank, but it's not my place to say what he wants to do with his career. All I can speak for is myself and trying to turn my life around from the depths it was in. God bless and have a great Saturday. Shannon, do you like Manziel's tweets?
I love Johnny Manziel's tweet. I think Johnny Manziel is tweeting when he tweeted is what a lot of athletes and a lot of people are thinking. But the comparison, Johnny, is not between you and Cap as a player. They're looking at the possibility of the opportunity that you might get presented with, as opposed to one that's going to not be given to Colin Kaepernick. If you look at the play on the field, it's not even close. If you look at the behavior off the field, it's not even close.
But see, Shannon, he's kind of missing the boat. This has nothing to do with Colin Kaepernick, what he done on the field or what he done. It has something to do with him kneeling and not being a good look for the NFL. They do not want the players to kneel. They do not want the players to protest doing the national anthem. It's not a good look for them. They have a financial, situation with the U.S. military that they did like in 2011 or 12 to where they're paying them sponsorship money for the national anthem to be played before the games. So I disagree with Shannon. This has nothing to do with Colin Kaepernick, what he did on the field. It has something to do what he did on the field. It has something to do with him on the sidelines kneeling, doing the national anthem.
They're judging Colin Kaepernick worse than if he abused a woman, worse than if he got a DUI and killed someone, worse than that if he abused animals. That's how they're treating Colin Kaepernick, because we've seen guys with those kinds.
But see, Shannon, what you fail to realize is, yes, the NFL, they have put up with guys who abuse women, who kill dogs. I know you're talking about Michael Vick in that sense, who killed someone, which is Dante Starward, which people have abused alcohol and things of that nature. But Colin Kaepernick was messing with the bottom line, and you cannot mess with the NFL's bottom line. They will get rid of you. It is a silent blackball towards Colin Kaepernick. It was nothing that they all got in the boardroom and said, but we all are smart people here. We know that all these teams about him not even bringing him in for a backup role, it has to be some silent blackball of Colin Kaepernick. That is profound.
History, be given an opportunity, and I'm very hesitant to use the term second chance, because Colin Kaepernick doesn't need a second chance, Skip, because I don't believe he's done anything to ruin the first chance. Colin Kaepernick, okay, San Francisco 49ers,
Shannon, he did do something to ruin his first chance. He kneeled doing the national anthem. They do not want you to kneel doing the national anthem. A lot of their viewers do not want you to kneel doing the national anthem, good, bad, or indifferent. They want you to be able to not mess with their viewership and their bottom line. So yes, he did do something. I mean, it has nothing to do with first, second chances. When it's a privately owned business, they can let who they want in or out. I mean, that the NFL is a private owned business.
They wanted to go in a different direction. Okay, that's well within their reason. I got no problem with that. But to sit here and say Colin Kaepernick done something so egregious that no team should give him an opportunity, that's what they're saying. Colin Kaepernick threw in Texas and nobody showed up.
But Shannon, the owners think it was egregious of him kneeling. So what we think is egregious and what they think what their level of so-called being egregious or doing something egregious is different. It's only what the NFL deems egregious as far as their bottom line is concerned, and they felt like Colin Kaepernick was messing with that, so they feel like it was egregious. I mean, Shannon, you can have your view on what you feel is egregious. You don't think it was egregious that he kneeled during the national anthem, but only thing that matters is you don't matter in the situation. The only thing that matters is the NFL found it egregious, so they're punishing him for it.
But the person that was there that was taking the picture, Johnny Manziel shows up to University of San Diego, and two guys that's going to be later round draft picks, if drafted at all, and 13 teams will show up. Mm-hmm. That's what the hypocrisy the people are seeing.
But see, like I said earlier, Johnny Manziel put himself in a position to be in front of the coaches. I don't think Johnny Manziel could have called the coaches into a private throwing of that he done by himself. He like you said, he was working with guys that are going to be in the draft, so he was smart and cerebral enough to say, okay, I'll throw for these guys because I know they're going to be looking at these guys, and the coaches get to look at me again and see, because I'm trying to get back in the NFL. So, but Colin Kaepernick didn't put himself in that situation. He didn't say, okay, I'll throw for some wide receivers that are going to be in the draft. He just threw on his own, and no coaches is not going to come and see Colin Kaepernick. They're not going to come see Johnny Manziel, but Johnny Manziel put himself in a position to be seen.
If Johnny's turned his life around, so be it. But Skip, I see better than I hear. I've heard him say this before, but we have yet to see it. So, but I'm with it. Hey, America's all about second chances. Colin Kaepernick doesn't deserve a second chance. Hell, he's on his first one. Yeah. But he deserves an opportunity to show people that he can still play or he can't play in the NFL. Yeah. And unfortunately, it appears to.
But see, Shannon, what you fail to realize is it has nothing to do with him deserving an opportunity. Your opportunity is what someone is willing to give you, or give you a chance. They felt like they gave him a chance. He started kneeling doing the national anthem. They didn't want him to do it. They couldn't stop him from really doing it. I mean, they could have passed a rule, but they didn't. It got out of hand. The NFL was behind the situation. They didn't get in front of it. So it got out of hand, and the only thing they can do was remove Colin Kaepernick from the situation. So that's what they did. It has nothing to do with what he deserves, you know. But see, Colin Kaepernick should have seen the forest before the trees because, you know, Kurt Flood, you know, he did the same thing with free agency. He wanted to be a free agent, so he took baseball to court. But in doing that, getting free agency for people doing sports in baseball and football and basketball, he paid a healthy price. And now Colin Kaepernick is paying the same price. Colin Kaepernick should have learned from history that the first person that's out there usually pay the punishment, and he's paying the punishment. Now, you know, to me, he should just walk away and just do what he was kneeling for, and that's supporting an effort to change what was going on in America as far as black men getting shot, black and brown people getting shot by police unarmed or not deserving to get shot. And he should do it from that angle. But him trying to get back in the NFL, now he's saying he will not kneel. He should have got out in front of that earlier. What he should have did was kneel. And then when people say, well, okay, what are you doing, Colin Kaepernick? Then he could have explained what it was for. But he didn't have to continue kneeling. He could have stood up after that because now it's out there. Your message is out there on a big platform. And then he should have went from there. But now his career is in jeopardy or is no more at this point. And I don't think no one is going to sign Colin Kaepernick.
Me is that these owners, and we're going to talk about one of them a little later in the show, Skip, these owners have it in their mind that what Colin Kaepernick did is the worst of the worst. It's the
Of course, Shannon, it's the worst of the worst because it's messing with their bottom line, man. When you messing with any entity or any business and you messing with the bottom line, you are expendable, plain and simple. Colin Kaepernick is one player. The NFL has thousands of players. He's one player. So, yes, he's expendable.
Egregious of the most egregious. And that's shame. That's laughable. Because I cannot believe, hey, when you see all these guys, Skip, that's not even had a fourth of the career Colin Kaepernick had. And they're still getting jobs.
But see, like I said, you can't put those guys with Colin Kaepernick because those guys did not kneel before the national anthem in protest. So they cannot be in the same category with Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick did something that they found egregious, and now they're looking at other players other than him. It is what it is.
Let's back up. They're still getting opportunities to play in the NFL. That's what I don't get. And then they try to feed you, well, it's talent-based. Stop it. I mean, you might fool some of the fans, but you can't fool the players, especially the players that are playing the game or the players that played the game or the people that cover the game. Skip, you covered the game for 40 years. You know when a guy can play or he can't play.
But like I said, I'm going to close this up, but Shannon don't get it that it has nothing to do whether he can play or not. They know he can play. They know that he went to the Super Bowl versus the Ravens. They know he almost got back to the Super Bowl versus Seattle Seahawks. They know the man can play to a certain degree, but it has nothing to do with that. It has something to do with their bottom line. They cannot risk Colin Kaepernick getting back in the league and one day waking up saying he want to kneel again. They are trying to get away from it. I know some players say they're going to continue kneeling, but they don't want Colin Kaepernick heading the charge. They already went through that. And they feel that as long as they don't have him, that eventually it will die down. But, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to say about it. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section. I'm out.